Welcome back, true crime enthusiasts. Today we're diving into 5 cold cases that were solved decades later. These cases, some spanning 20, 30, even 40 years, serve as a stark reminder that the wheels of justice may turn slowly, but they grind exceedingly fine. These cases show that justice can be delayed but not denied. So, let's get started. For over a decade, starting in 1974, a terrifying shadow fell over California. A predator lurking in the darkness was breaking into homes, tying up husbands or boyfriends, and then brutally assaulting women and young girls. This wasn't just about rape. This monster escalated to murder, leaving a trail of at least 13 victims across the state. Law enforcement worked tirelessly, desperate for a break. Then, in 2018, a breakthrough. Using a genealogy website and DNA evidence from crime scenes, investigators finally put a name to the face of the terror: Joseph James DeAngelo, a former police officer. DeAngelo was arrested, charged, and ultimately pleaded guilty to his crimes, bringing a semblance of peace to the families who had waited decades for justice. On December 3, 1957, in the small town of Sycamore, Illinois, 7-year-old Maria Ridulph vanished without a trace. Picture this. It's a snowy evening. Maria and a friend are playing outside when a man approaches, offering them piggyback rides. Maria's friend briefly went home to get her mittens, and when she returned, Maria and the man were gone. Search parties combed through fields, woods, every nook and cranny, but Maria was nowhere to be found. Then, months later, the unthinkable. Maria's body was found discarded in a wooded area miles away. Decades passed, then a glimmer of hope. A childhood friend of the man who approached Maria and her friend came forward with crucial information. Finally, in 2012, more than half a century after her life was tragically cut short, justice was served for Maria Ridulph. A disappearance that changed a nation. The Etan Patz case. May 25, 1979, New York City. 6-year-old Etan Patz heads to the school bus stop alone for the very first time. But Etan never made it to the bus stop. He vanished, leaving behind a heartbroken family and a community paralyzed with fear. Then, in 2012, a break. A man named Pedro Hernandez, who worked at a bodega near Etan's bus stop, confessed to the crime. Though Etan's body was never found, the truth buried for so long finally came to light. Unholy Acts: The Murder of Sister Kathy Cesnik. November 7, 1969, Baltimore, Maryland. Sister Kathy Cesnik, a beloved nun and high school teacher, disappears. Days later, her body is discovered in a field. The investigation into Sister Kathy's death quickly focused on the possibility that she had uncovered sexual abuse within the Archdiocese of Baltimore. Though Maskell died in 2001, the allegations against him and the renewed focus on the case led to the arrest and conviction of his associate, Edgar Davidson, in 2017. The courage of the victims who came forward finally shed light on a dark chapter in the Archdiocese of Baltimore. The Green River Killer. A reign of terror ends with DNA. Starting in 1982, the Green River in Washington state became a dumping ground for the bodies of young women. The killer, later identified as Gary Ridgway, preyed on the vulnerable, strangling his victims and leaving their bodies in clusters along the river. Despite the largest criminal investigation in Washington state history, Ridgway remained elusive. Then, in 2001, a game-changer. Advances in DNA technology allowed investigators to re-examine evidence from the crime scenes. DNA profiles from several victims matched Gary Ridgway. Ridgway's reign of terror was finally over, brought down by the very science that had eluded investigators for so long. Justice will find you. These cases, though horrifying, offer a glimmer of hope. They remind us that persistence in the pursuit of justice can eventually bring closure no matter how much time has passed. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more true crime stories. Thanks for watching and stay safe.